Hey viewers, welcome back. So far we have been looking to the STM32F1 UART. We built the libraries, we understood the advanced strategies, and we create also some very useful function to manage strings. And for today I'm presenting a small project, and which is to control the ESP01, which is an IoT Wi-Fi device that is quite very useful, very cheap and interesting. And we are creating the library from scratch. And when saying from scratch, it will be really using only the library we have been creating through these tutorials. Okay, so let me show you an example of this so quickly about it. So this is the circuit that we will be use. This is just a random browser and the ESP communication, so the HTerm. Okay, so let me first reset the ESP. So we have made a program at the STM32F1 that detects that we do have the ESP and also connect to access point or to a network. And also we do have a menu. So within this menu we will see more details within the next videos, but we can like update, reset, list the network. For example, if you said L like this one, so you will see, just wait a bit and you will get the list of all the network that is like this one, and then you get again the menu. For example, check my connection, network connection, and say I'm connected to AP. Let's get my IP address. Okay, so this is my IP address. Let's take it here, and if I take this IP address and go to the web page, so the STM32F1 is loading this web page inside the browser. And also, so as you can see, I will be able to shut the blue, or toggle actually the blue LED, and also the red LED also can be toggled, okay, like this. And at the same time, if I push this button, you can see now the switch is high. If I remove my hand, you can see the switch is low. So we have a streaming activity on this one. So that's the whole library, and we are going to do everything from scratch. So hope you would enjoy that. So guys, if you like this video and would like to support it, please put a like or even subscribe. Thank you and enjoy the tutorial. Bye. Okay, hello everyone. So let's start to do this tutorial for the ESP01 and start creating the library. So actually this is a step 1 of the tutorial, where we are going to introduce the ESP01. It's also called ESP, so actually it's not also called, but it's the chip itself is called ESP8266. The board that I'm using is the ESP01, just to avoid any confusion. So we are going to take a look to the how to program or interface with this chip, and also we are going to use the UART as a bridge for the STM32F1. So we are not going to manage through whatever the using the terminator or the interrupt for the SysTick in this part. So mostly we are going to use the bridge and try to understand how we can use the ESP01 and try to have a kind of a proof of the execution of our program. So first things to do is to put our program working as a bridge for UART2, that will be our communication for the PC, the connection to the PC, and UART3 will be connected to the ESP01. So UART2 will be sending directly the data to UART3, and UART3 will be directly sending the data to UART2. Okay, good. Later on, so after we understand what's happening in the ESP01 and how we can use it, we are going to see and to create the ESP01 setup library. So because sending through Wi-Fi and network, we need to have a library inside the STM32F1. We are going to create this library that will automatically do quite a lot of things, and this will be within the part 2. Part 3 will be finally creating and complementing our library by going through the communication, and we will see how we will manage the communication, the Wi-Fi communication, through a small library that will manage all the communication and the all the transit going through the TCP port 80. Okay, good. So now that we had a quick introduction, let's take a quick look to the ESP01. So this is I tried to take quite a close picture to the chip, to the board. So this board have 8 pins. So we are going to use only 5, which are the TX, the ground, the reset, the VCC, and the RX. So to manage this, so the TX, this is the chip TX. Okay, so this chip have to be supplied by 3.3 volt. Supplying this chip with a 5 volt will have the destruction of the chip, so quite be careful when you supply and in your wiring connections. The reset bottom have to be always high, so the chip will work and understand that this is the working mode. Okay, in the next one, let's see. So from the other side here, what we will connect from the end of the STM32F1, we will have on the top left the VCC 3.3 volt, and in the right side we will have PB, the port B, and pin number 10, and this is UART TX, a pin. In the bottom one, this one, the second one here, we will be connecting just 3.3 volt, but there is also an optimization. You can have a GPIO connected from the STM32F1 part and program it to have a hardware reset. I didn't went through this configuration because it would take a bit more time and it become really more about the ESP01, but this tutorial is more about the STM32F1. So if you want to have more about this tutorial, please put a comment. I'll be happy to make a whole tutorial for the ESP. Okay, in the bottom there is a PB11, which is the UART3 RX, and the ground will be connected to the ground. So all these connections are the STM32F1 wiring. Okay, I hope that's clear. So by the end of the day, we will have this picture or this circuit. So this is my STM32F1 here connected to the ESP01. This is the LED that we will be used later for the tutorial, so don't make attention to them. So you see this amber wire, this is the one connected to the reset. I have been using this wire when sometimes I had trouble to troubleshoot the ESP01, so I was doing quite a manual job by resetting, just by removing the wire and bringing it up. Okay, so that's the circuit. Great. So after that, a quick introduction for the how we program the ESP01. So this is the manual. So here it's explained as ESP8266, which is the chip itself. This is, I will show you again the picture. This is the ESP8266. I hope you can read it here. Let me try to zoom. Maybe we can see it. Yeah, barely see it, but I hope you can recognize the letters. And this is the manual instruction set. So AT instruction set. AT is the language that is used to program or interface with the chip. So it's not C language, but it's a command and instruction that we will be used to control the chip. And it can be flashed to other operating system, but this is the one which comes with the within the board, so I didn't bother myself to change the other operating system of the chip. Okay, so we will use this version 0.30 because there is many versions, and to be honest, some of them have more informations, but I could find that this one is quite a very friendly manual. It has the explanation in a way that it's clear and simple. However, I can't navigate within it, so which is one of the drawback. Other ones have a better navigation, but the presentation is quite is less better than this one. Okay, so what we are going to do with this manual. So this manual is quite divided on 3 main chapters. There is the hardware chapter where we have the command that are related to how to manage the ESP8266. So for example, the UART speed, if we would like to restart, restore, all these kind of things. We are going to see only 2 commands. We are not going that deep, as I said previously. And then we do have the Wi-Fi connection one. So within the Wi-Fi, we will see how to set up our chip to the station mode, which is the one that we will use to connect to the router that I have, my local router, and then generate a local IP so I can connect between my PC, Wi-Fi, and the ESP01. This is the code that generate. We will look also for the code that generate the list of all available networks and see how to operate with it. Finally, how to connect to the access point or the network router, let's say. Okay. Finally, so when we connect to the router, we can have starting configure our connection. So the first one is to get the information about the connection, to understand are we connected or not, how to read this connection, how to read this response to see where we are. After that, how we can enable multiple connection. This is happening when we need to receive many requests. As I showed in the first example, there's quite a lot of requests coming at the same time, so we need to open a multi-connection channel. After that, to have a server, we need to have a server, of course, to make the communication, the web communication, with a port 80 to have the HTTP ready. So the port 80 is the one opening the HTTP communication. So we have to open this one so we can use the browser to communicate with the ESP01. And for the next step, we are going to have the command that gives me the IP, the local IP that we will use and we will input in the browser to connect with the ESP01 and see what will be the reply. Finally, these 2 comment or these 2 final lines, this is the lines that are related to how to handle when the communication happen, when the browser send a request, how to manage it. So this is the command that send the data to the browser, and this is the command when after sending the data we close the connection. Okay, so we will be using as usual the HTerm. I really love this software. I find that is a very simple and clean one, so we keep using it. I removed the sending history because we don't need, and just for consistency of space. And let's start going through the manual. So as you can see, so we have that basic AT command set. This is mostly about the configuration of the ESP01, the hardware itself, how it will communicate, how we will do. The next one is about how to communicate with the Wi-Fi and how to use. There's quite a lot of options here. There's really a lot of options to explore, a lot of things to do. So there is a lot of potential, but we are really, as it's just introduction tutorial and mostly oriented to STM32F1, we're not going really deep on them. And finally, when you are connected, this is really a network, more network at TCP IP level communication. Okay, so let's go a little bit and see what is the recommendation for to make the command description. So as they show in here, they're saying that I need to have a baud rate of 115,200. Okay, so we need to check in our main program to be clear about it. And each command have to end up with a /r/n. So, and also command has to be capitalized. So we need to have all command as in capital letters, and ending our message with the /r and /n. Okay, so for the first condition, this one, we will go to our program and check here. So initialization of the communication UART3, which is the one that will communicate with the ESP01, is same as recommended of 115,200. So this is what is requested. And for the next condition, and we are really lucky because HTerm also can add here that so after sending enter, it can add the CR and LF. CR/LF is the acronyms, or kind of the acronyms of /r/n. So by putting this, we are making the condition that the communication will end up, the message will end up with this one. Anyway, if we don't send by the end CR/LF, we will not get any reply or error message. Okay, good. So let's start first with the first instruction here. This one, the AT that we will put here. This is the one that the basic connection to connect and start up the ESP01. So if I put AT here, let me put enter. Just a moment. I need to connect first. Okay, AT. Okay, just to have a much better visualization, let me add here, adding a new line at each LF. So for each LF, I'm adding a new line. Let's try CR/LF. Yeah, this one I think it's better. Okay, so we have a new line here, and if I send through the bridge communication an AT, let me do it again, I should receive OK. Means we are receiving the ESP0, the ESP8266 is responding, saying it's communicating. Okay, the next one, to restore the ESP01. Restoring is this function. It's a factory reset. So let's copy and paste. Okay, this is the restore function. This happens when you play a lot with the ESP01 and try to check all the configurations. Sometimes there is a little bit of messed up, so this is quite a useful one, believe my experience. So I put it here also. Okay, then let's go for the Wi-Fi one. So now we went through these two ones, so let's go for setup as a connection access point. So we need to go to the Wi-Fi mode. So let's go to the page 18. Okay, so it says we have three type of access mode: station mode, soft AP or access point. So here where the ESP8266 become the kind of a router, or the one that the server making the communication, and we can have both. But for this exercise we are going to use only the first one. So what we have to do is to put here, just to check here, yeah, this one equal 1. We got OK. Okay, so let me copy this instruction too. Okay, then list the available networks. Let's go here and check it. So a list available networks. This one, AT CWLAP. Okay, this is not a command that will require any other option. Great. So now we have the list of all the networks that we can connect into. But just I will repeat the same instruction. I will send the same instruction, and you will see that first I'm waiting a certain time, and then the length of the length of this message is getting differently. So it doesn't always have the same length, even when you do the scan twice. so it can change quite a lot, and the time of waiting can be different. So here, using the interrupt function and wait until we get the message is quite very interesting option to manage this variability. So putting wait for 5 seconds, so then it will be fine and we don't have an error message. Okay, so let me put here the command to list all the network, and after that connect to the network, connect to AP. So let's go to this one, 21. Okay, so the connect to AP is putting the AT plus CWG AP equal ABC, and you must not forget this chars. It's a very important one, where the ABC, this one, is the network name, and the password is this one. So what I will going to do is write like this. Just a moment. Here, and add the comma. Here instead of ABC it will be network, and instead of the 120 it's password. Okay, so this is how you should send your comment. So I'm not sending this comment in this page because I don't want to share with you guys my password. So what I will do, I'm stopping for a short moment the video, connect and come back. Okay, so now I just connected. I can copy and put, instead of this one, correct it and put this. No, it's opposite. Doesn't want to cut. Okay, put this. Okay, let's save, and we can go for the next one. So information about the connection. Let's go to the page 4 here, and yeah, information about the connection. So I don't think we need anything else. If we put only this comment, okay, comment status 2. So we need to understand what does mean the comment status 2. Page 43. So for the comment status here, 2 means we do have an IP, so that's really great. 3, we are connected. 4, disconnected. So this is a bit different, but sometimes we have also 5, depends on the ESP model and version. So 5 is also means disconnected, but 2 means we do have an IP and we do have also a connection. Okay, so let me paste here the connection. So 2 means everything is good. Okay, enable multiple connection. Let's go back. 4, enable multiple connection. Which one? This one. So it's page 51. Okay, so to enable multiple connections is quite straightforward, and if I put here, perfect. So it's just an OK and quick. So let's put this one here. Then configure the TCP server for port 80, and so we need to create a server to have the port 80. 3. Okay, enable server, something simple. Which one? We need to find a quick something saying server, so we can. This is that's here in TCP, not. Okay, this one, let's check this one, page 52. Okay, this is configure server. Yeah, this is the one. So if we are at multiple channel, we have to put for this channel 1. So for multiple channel, we open this the new server. So we have to create a new server. And okay, so what we will do, we go here, we need to have to open the server for 80. Okay, 0, sorry, it's not 1, but 0 is deleting the server, and 1 is opening and creating the server. So AP this 1180 and has been created. Fantastic. So let's put here the command, okay, and getting the IP address. Getting the IP address. Where is the IP address? Let's look. Okay, let's check get local IP address. Fantastic. This is our address now. That's really good, because with this address we can connect through the browser and communicate with the ESP01. So let's quickly take a look on sending data and close connection. So when we start make the communication, it will be easy to handle. So send data, let's check 45. Okay, so if we are in single connection mode, which we are not, so because we enabled multi communication mode, we just put the length of the data. But if we are in multiple connection mode, we have to put the connection and the length. So the connection will be communicated later when we receive the information from the browser. So what we have to put here, and you will see what does mean this one. So for example, connection 0, and the length of data is 5 chars. Okay, so let's go back again for the last command. Sorry, 4, and the one that closed the communication. Which one is the closing? Okay, 50. Let's see if we have any specific communication. Okay, so this is the close. Okay, you just put the connection number. So I will put here and add this command. So 0, same as this one that we just supposed that is the same here. Okay, fantastic. So now we have the list of our command, and here the exciting time to check what will happen when we put the code, the IP address. So okay, so let me go here and put the IP address. Okay, you see we are receiving a message saying 0 connect. So that's the connection, 0 connect, and then plus IPT/0, and then we do have some request and all the information from the browser. Okay, so as we said here, so let's send this one. So for the connection 0, we are sending 5 chars, but let's go quickly to the back again to the sending, because there's one detail that is we should review. Okay, just a moment. Send data. Okay, it says when after you send, you will get this return. So this one, it means that that's the information that you would like to share later at the browser. So first we say, okay, as I'm having multiple connection, I can have 1, 2, 3, 4 for connection. But what I'm connecting here, I'm sending to the connection number 0 5 chars. Okay, so if I send here, okay, I'm getting this greater 2, so it will be expecting 5 chars. Let's say hello. Okay, but nothing happened. So let's close now. CP close, CIP close. Yeah, we receive hello. Okay, that you see, so that's quite a very you see, it wasn't really difficult to do it, and quite nice to have it. So that's the way that you can communicate. So let's do a bit more harder topic. So let me put like this. Okay, and asking again. So again, so we had connect 0 connect, and to send, let's put, so let's put this one. Welcome to the WeeW. Okay, and see how many chars? 19. So I'm going here just to not waste too much time. 19, and I copy paste. Not this one, I think I copy paste the wrong one. Here, welcome to the WeeW, to be quite clear with the message. Okay, then let's close. Yeah, so you see now we are ready, and we do have the all the knowledge that we need to have this small example. So let's start now, and let's create the page that we will use for the communication. So I prepared the empty HTML just for you guys to follow with me if you are not really used. So I'm using the if I think probably you already know this one, the VS Code text editor. I really like this one for HTML. It's really great, simple and easy to use. So if I put HTML, I put HTML5, I have all the structure ready, and I can start putting the first things. So the title, I put title ESP01 client, something like this. And then so let's have a small let's say we would like to have to know the status of a red LED and a blue LED, and we will have a button to toggle these LEDs. For each time we click to the bottom, it will toggle the LED in the hardware. Okay, so what we will use, so I put a message, click into the bottom to toggle the LED. Okay, then we will need to put the message for the LED. So blue, also here, blue LED state, and at the first place is empty like this, and here red LED state. So later we will program using JavaScript how to change the state of the LED. Okay, and let's adjust this one to be at the same level, and we would like to add buttons. Okay, the first one we call it blue LED. Sorry, blue LED, and the second one red LED. Okay, and let's change this one to H3 to have a bit bigger signal. So now that I saved, okay, we do have our text. This is our page ready. That's perfect. So what we would like to have now, and what we would like we need to have now, it's each time we click on this button, there is an HTML request which is created, and we will be sent same as this format to the ESP01. Okay, so let's try to understand how to create it. So we have to make some script. Okay, and this each time the function will be triggered by the button. So what we can do is on click, okay, equal, and what we call the function, let's say LED toggle. Maybe I respect a bit of JavaScript. I'll call it LED toggle. Okay, for this one on click, and I will copy paste. Before that, so if I want to make a distinction for the click of the bottom, the blue LED and the red LED, what I will do, so I will give an ID for this button. Okay, for this one it will be 1, and for the other one it'll be 2, and the toggle will have an input this .id. So it means I will understand, I know exactly from where the toggle is coming. So copy. I hope that makes sense for you guys. And here it's not that how to say, should be fine. Like, I try to simplify as much as possible. Feel really happy, feel really pleased to send me some message and say if you don't understand something. I'll be happy to reply. Okay, so we do have now, let's declare our function. Okay, let's call it, as we said, LED toggle. Okay, and it will have an input as what we call the clicked ID. Okay, that will be the input, which is this .id. Okay, so the first thing what we are going to do is putting the var the xhr, and it will be a new. Yeah, you see from time to time there's a new communication happen. So this is happening because there is other communication in between that goes, and we have to be careful about it in our next tutorials. New HTML request, HTTP, sorry, HTTP, sorry, it's XML, XML HTTP request, yeah, the function, good. And also we have to create the var URL, so we need to send a small message, a really small message, and that will be the clicked ID. Clicked ID. So that's how inside the URL we are putting really small information related to this. Okay, so that's the part where we get the data. After that we put xhr dot open, and we need to have a get. After that, the URL that we prepared, just true. Okay, that's quite a messy code. Okay, so we prepared and we open. So after that we just have to arm and send. Fantastic. So now we almost finished everything. What we need to do and to add is to have here the document dot add event listener. Yeah, and what we have to add, oh, sorry, so this is about the one DOM content loaded. This is what will trigger if we get a reply from the ESP01. And here we put for the function led toggle and false. Perfect. So now we finished. We should be ready to start sending the data. So let's save, refresh. Okay, so this is not the final, so this is the HTML1 in my folder, so I need to send all this now to the ESP. So let's try again. We go to the connected one, we run it, so we still connection is 0. So this time it's not 19 char, but a bit much more. So let's copy, go to this website called character count online.com, paste, and this is a total of 745. Okay, send, paste again. Okay, everything is here, and I just need to close. But you see, meanwhile, I got another connection. It's quite a disturbing one, so we will learn later in the code for the part number 3 how to get rid of these ones. Okay, and go to my here, and bam. So you can see we have right now, we do have the page loaded from the computer in the browser. So we need to go also and see inspect a little bit. Let me bring inspect here. We will look at it later, but let's see what would happen when we click on the button. So let's clear here and click here. We are receiving a message. You are seeing we are receiving a message, and the difference here that we do have is this one, number 1, which we have been putting here inside the URL. So the real URL of blue LED, which is 1, is coming. So we expect as the ID of the red LED is 2. Normally if I click here, I should receive another message exactly the same, but the difference is 2, and the connection number is different. If I click, okay, 3, we have a third connection, and you can see the URL place is 2. Okay, so as we expect. That's wonderful. And let's go now and take a look what's happening from the browser perspective. So if we go to network here, I'm having 2 requests waiting. Okay, I'm having 2 requests waiting. Let's try to reply to the request. Okay, what I'm just sending now, I will send a very simple message just to see how the system will behave. Okay, so if I go, so I have, let's start with the IPT2. So I'll go here for 2, and I'll be sending only 1 char or 2 chars, so only 1, and putting 1, and after that close IPT2, and you can see we got a feedback. And if I click, so I just received here, so they say nothing for this one. Just a moment. So we received the 1. So let's put something more complex for the 2 communication, the connection number 3. Okay, here for the connection number 3, let's put 5 letters and say hello, something easy to distinguish. Okay, so by going here now, so you see now this one is also closed. Okay, so we got this one, and let's check what is the header. Okay, file, probably, yeah, a response. Yeah, we have response 1 here. This one we don't have any response, of course. Did I close? No, we didn't close it, that's why. So let's take a look here, and if we go to not this one, close 3, we do have hello. This is our response. That's perfect. So now we know how to send back to the microcontroller, to the browser. So that's really great. So we know how to send from the browser to the ESP01, and we know how to get a feedback from ESP01 to the browser. So later we will put everything in programming language, but now we understand how we put the communication between the both sides. Okay, so to do so now let's have a simple logic to manage all this. So this is, let me close this one. Okay, this is my code, but I opened so many pages, so this is the one that originally opened. Okay, so we do have this one. So for me now, this is LED 1, this is LED 2. My feedback will be, so we will have, if my feedback is 1 0, means that this LED is off. If it's 1 1, the LED is high. And if my feedback is LED is 2 0, means the red LED is off. And if it's the feedback is 2 1, means the LED is high. Okay, and the code will be here. So let me make this one bigger to have a clear picture. So for XHR dot on read, on read state change, so this is what means we are receiving something. We open this function, okay, and we do need to have a first confirmation. So if within this response, this ready state, VS Code is really helpful one, is equal to 4, means we received it, and very important, this dot status is equal to 200, means we didn't have any error message in the feedback. Then when we do have this situation, just okay, let's do like this. Anything okay? If we do have these two conditions, now I can close this and open here. Now we can divide our response on the ifs. So if, again, this dot response text exactly is equal to, as we said, 1 0. So if we do have, we receive as a 1 0, then so the we need to change to confirm which one we are going to use, and we need to change this this char. So what we will do, we can put a spam here, just putting here spam. Okay, we put this letter inside the spam, and we give the spam ID blue or BLED to make it simple, and the other one, it will be RLED. So in that case we can change the easily document. So document get element by ID. Okay, so this is the if 1 0, it's the blue LED, so BLED dot inner HTML, and it will be equal to off. Okay, so after that we just put the else, and we change the conditions slightly, the conditions. So something, let me put here. So if it's 1 1, this one will become on, and after that we just copy this, all this again, and putting else, paste, and this is 2 0 2 1 RLED, just a moment, 2 0 RLED. Okay, I think all our program is set up. Let's check if there is anything missing. Should be fine. We'll find out very soon anyway. Okay, so let's refresh this page. Okay, and we go to here, and we see we received the 0. So what we have to do is first go and check the length of all this code. Control A, Control C, and we go to here, check how. Control A, delete, Control V. So the total length is 1492. So let's go and put the function of the connection, which will be CP, yeah, this one. Okay, and 0, 1492. Enter and paste. Oh, okay, forgot to Control C, delete. Okay, something. Enter. Okay, and let's close. So 80 close 0. So let's go here. 0. Okay, take a look to my console. I have an error. Inspected taken identifier, and if I click, okay, I have LED toggle not defined. So if I go back here, it's quite okay, I forgot this one here, so I need to rerun again. Okay, so we got this one, the connection 1, and we added only one digit, so 3. We send. Control A, Control C, Control V. Okay, so this bit has been sent, so I have to close. Oh, and I sent, you see, I've been sending to the wrong connection, so I have to close 0 here and send to 1 instead of here. So be careful, it can be really confusing, so really careful about this one. Okay, and close 1. Okay, so I will clear this one just to avoid any issue. Okay, so if I send, okay, I still have same issue. I think I didn't send the right one. This one is here, should be fine at this place. Of course, not here but here. God, it's shameful. Okay, so which connection we had? 0. Easy peasy, we already have everything in place. 0. Control A, Control C, Control V, send. No error message at all. That's great. So now let's send a message from the LED and see. Let's clear first to see everything. Yeah, we do have a message from the LED as usual. So what we have to do is give a feedback, and the connection is number 4 here, and the message will be only 2 digits, and the 2 digits will be 1 0, and let's close 4. And you see, we do have the blue LED is off. So if I send again, normally my microcontroller would be doing the toggling, and we will have, so we had the 4 also, that's good, so we can send this one, but instead we sent 1 1, and we close, and it's on now. So let's try for the red LED. LED, we got this one, the connection number 4, and we put, so 4 and 2 digits, so let's put it off at the first place, so 2 0. Okay, and we close it, sorry, and it's off. So we do have a message error, but that's fine. That's just XML parsing, so we don't have an issue. We see that we have an interaction now with the our browser and the ESP01. We are going now to put in the next video to work on doing the first setup part, which is from here to and all here. That will be the part 2. We will be going to work on that and understanding how to put the right program to set up all this. On the part 3, we will be working on these 2 parts because as you have seen, it's quite a heavy part and needs a whole part by itself. Hope you really like it, guys. I know it's a little bit long, but it's worth it to understand the whole thing. Thank you a lot and see you soon. WeeW!